occurred to me the other day is that I'm basically doing two things when I'm writing code. I'm either thinking or typing, right? So usually I'm, if I just kind of casually think about what I'm doing when I'm writing software, I think a little, I type a little. I think a little about the next code to write, and then I write the code. And so I feel like I do an equal amount of thinking and typing. But then I thought, what if it was, I worked for an 8-hour day, and at the end of that day, I see that my hard drive is about to crash. My computer is about to die, all right? So I quit print out on paper all of the changes that I made that day, all the code changes that I made. And then my laptop dies, I get a new one, luckily, hopefully, if I'm lucky. And then I sit down the next morning with my paper, and I type in all the changes that I made. And I was thinking, how long would it take me to type in a day's worth of code changes? And it would, I suppose it would maybe take me a half an hour, maybe an hour, tops, to just straight type in. I'm a pretty good typer. I've been at this for a little while. And you get faster as you go. But it wouldn't take me that long. It would take me maybe an hour to type in the work that I did. So what was I doing for the other 7 hours? Remember, I was working for 8 hours. If I only did an hour's worth of typing, what was I doing that the whole rest of the time? Go ahead.
Thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking. The job is in here. And so, in a way, in trying to figure out how to do this better, we usually work in teams anyway, but usually everybody's got their own keyboard, their own monitor, we're heads down and all working on different things all at once. We're all thinking and occasionally typing. But something that some people have started to do is that's called mob programming, is to try to take that thinking part and add more brains to it, right? Because if that's the part that takes the most time, this must be the slow thing. So if we add more brains, maybe we can make that thinking part faster. And we really only need one person to type in. So the way mob programming works is everybody in the room is working on one problem at a time. One person's typing, and the rest of the team is telling that person what to do. And that person at the keyboard is the only person in the room who can't just decide to do something and do it. Does that sound a little backward? Sound a little weird? Yeah. Yeah, it sounds a little weird to a lot of people. But since you did the hour of code in more of a heads down way last week, what I want to try is to go through one of the exercises. We're going to build the Flappy Bird game. Yeah? All right. Me too. So we're gonna try to build the Flappy Bird game as a mob, as a group. We're gonna put all our brains together, and we're gonna take turns being the person who types. We're gonna call that the driver. Okay? And the driver, everybody else in the room is called the navigator, and the navigators tell the driver what to do next in order to get the job done. Okay, so the person at the keyboard is going to worry about moving the mouse or typing the right letters. And then everybody else is going to think about the problem and how to solve it. Does that sound like a good thing to try?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Can I have a volunteer for the first? Okay, so our first job in building the Flappy Bird game is to attach a block to the when click block. Then press run. Click or tap the screen to move Flappy to the target. Okay, so does somebody want to guide Ani through this?
No hands.
Okay, just go ahead and call it out. Okay, use sentences. The hard part about putting our minds together is that we have to use words. So one word is probably not as good as maybe 4 or 5 words that express an idea that help Ani to know what to do next.
Another more
Okay, I think we're gonna have to go to hands. I'm sorry, guys. All right, sir, go ahead. Tell me what to do next.
Flap and, wait, yeah, flap again. No, wait, you're supposed to put flap. No, wait, no, you're not supposed to start it. You're supposed to put another flap under the, yeah.
Okay, so 2 flaps. So what is at this point, what does our code say to do? Yes?
When she clicks the screen, the bird is going to flap twice.
Good. Excellent. And this is event-based programming. So it's not, you don't just click a start button and then it runs the program. You start the program and then you do something with the program that causes an event that causes the code to run. Yes?
One more flap.
A 3rd flap? Okay.
Third flap 3 times, and then press run.
Okay, press run. All right, good job, guys. All right. Give yourself a hand. Magnus. Okay, Magnus, before you click OK, let's read this. Now we've added some ground. Attach a block to the when hit the ground block. Your code needs to end the game when Flappy crashes. Okay, what should Magnus do?
He should put the end, Magnus, click that.
There you go.
Okay, put the end game button underneath it when it hit the ground.
Okay. Let's do next.
I think you should throw away that flap in the one click.
Okay, so what should happen when we click?
He'll just fall and hit the ground.
Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and put that in the trash. Should we run? Should we try that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, that's always the right answer.
Oh,
Whenever we ask if we should run the code,
there it
Yes.
is.
we always run the code. Because that's going to tell us whether it's going to work or not. You did it. All right. Nice to meet you. Okay. The when run block allows you to run code when the game starts. So this is kind of like the non-event driven program, except that the event is the game start. So it's still event-based program. So allows you to try to run code when your game starts. Try setting the level speed and flapping to the target.
Put the set speed normal underneath the when run, and then click on that arrow down there and set it to speed.
Okay, what speed should we set it to?
Very.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer. This is.
Very
What do you
fast.
guys want fast or you want slow? Also the right answer. Okay, what should we do now?
2 flaps under the set speed.
Under the set speed?
One click.
Under the click. Okay. All right. So 3 flaps altogether every time we click. That's going to be pretty good. That's going to keep them up in the air. Now what?
Play wing sound.
Okay, that looks like fun.
That's the sound. The
Nope.
arrow under it.
What
One
click?
click.
Change it to
It should be under 1 click. Okay.
And then change the wing sound.
What should we change the wing sound? Smash. Okay, so this is a problem with mob programming. We don't always agree. What's a way that we could agree? Random?
Yeah, it could choose any of them, so we have no idea which one it's going to be.
Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. The mob has spoken.